welcome back to Talking Lead, episode 109. I almost said 108. It's 109. And you heard somebody laughing there, so you know I got a guest in. And I'll go ahead and introduce him. Is Dave Moore with iDave Moore. You've heard me talk about him. Did a video with him. He was nice enough to hook up with me at NRA and did a little quick review on the CZ?
CZ Scorpion.
There it was, yeah. Welcome in, Dave.
Thanks a lot, man. Glad to be here. It's a real honor, let me tell you.
Dave and I are going to go ahead and kick the show off and start it off right with what we did this weekend, Guns. So I'm going to start with the guest, Dave. What'd you do this weekend, Guns?
Well, I had a good week, to say the least. Last week was my birthday. And
happy birthday. What are you, like 19?
27.
Okay.
27. Close.
Well, happy birthday, brother.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. So for my birthday, my parents were kind enough to get me a Glock 19.
Wow. That is a nice gift. Holy.
Wasn't expecting that one, let me tell you.
I think the nicest gift I ever got from my parents probably was the Millennium Falcon.
Ooh, you might have me beat on that.
Well, I would much rather have a Glock 19.
Oh,
I'm talking about like the Hasbro Millennium Falcon with the,
Yeah. Well, maybe one day. But
I'm teasing. My parents have been very good to me.
Yeah, of course.
But they haven't bought me a Glock 19.
Well, it's one of those things. This whole time I've been known for carrying full-size gun concealed. I mean, that was my carry gun, Glock 22. So I think my dad finally decided.
Hey, man, that was me too. I started off concealed carrying with the Glock 22 also.
Hey, perfect gun.
Yeah, it's a great gun.
If you can carry full-size concealed, you can carry anything.
That's right. Absolutely. I carried it all the time. Carried it everywhere I went, man. I mean, I hip carried it. But then when I switched to appendix, I was like, okay, I got to go a little shorter here.
Yeah. Well, I kind of did the same thing. I started hip carry, and then I went to appendix. Ended up still carrying it appendix just because that was the gun I had. So
right,
it was, either
it's better than one you didn't have, right?
Exactly. Got the Glock 19, and I have been putting it through its paces, doing some modifications to it already, and getting. All
right, what have you modded? What have you modded on it?
Well,
do the stippling on the grip.
Starting to. I've undercut the trigger guard. That was the first thing I did.
Yeah. Like that. I'm showing him mine right now.
Yep.
My 23.
Did that. I don't know if you can see mine or not, but
yep. You did the same thing I did. Yeah, underneath right there you did for the left hand index finger rest.
Yep. Or for me, the right hand index finger rest.
That's right, because you are a southpaw.
I am a southpaw. So did that. First thing I did, because that to me now is almost a must. It's just it's a great thing to have. Changed out some internals, put the Ghost Ink 5-pound tactical connector in it, put my OC Customs trigger in it, and put some grip tape.
You put the what in it?
My OC Customs trigger.
I don't think I've heard of that.
It is a new company that I kind of got. I didn't get with them, but I found out about them when they first started. And it is a trigger that is, it's great. It's polished, and you can adjust it for your trigger pull length.
Right. Hold it up. Let me see it to the camera. Sorry, listeners, but I'm getting a view of this. We'll have him post it on his social media so you can see it.
I don't know if you can really see it, but it's just a standard trigger.
Okay.
But what they did was they drilled out in here. They put a hole with an Allen key, and it just adjusts. You can turn the key and lengthen the trigger, shorten the trigger, and they polish the trigger bar itself.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And the safety on mine, the trigger safety is green. So it comes in a variety of colors. One of my favorite things I did to it is the Ice Claw EMS rear sight. That is developed by Rob Pincus.
And our buddy Rob Pincus, ICE Training.
Yeah. It's a great sight. It's got the claw so that if you want to do one-handed stuff, you can rack it off your belt, rack it off your holster, rack it off a table, rack it off someone's face.
Have you seen the new Mad Max movie yet?
I have not.
You have not? So he does a one-handed reload.
Yeah?
In that, it's a Glock. I wonder if he's got that claw.
Hey, he might.
We'll have to ask Rob about that, see if he made it into the Mad Max movie.
If he did, that would be awesome, though.
Hells yeah.
it is a good product. Yeah, you can rack a slide off of, standard Glock sight, but
yeah, which is what I've got on mine. But after doing that a few times, it starts to wear, and you could actually knock your sights, off.
Oh yeah,
a little bit. So these are metal sights, right? The ones you've got.
Yeah, it's metal. I believe it's anodized aluminum or something like that. It's great. I love it. It's one of the things that you don't really think about it, but then you get it, and it's just great. And it's blacked out. There's no dots on the back, which at first I thought I wouldn't like, but then once I looked down the sights and saw all I could see was a front sight, it was great.
You were sold, huh?
Sold.
Very cool. So have you taken it to the range?
Shot a few rounds out of it. I haven't put it through its full paces yet.
Yeah.
But I am going next Friday. I'm going to put it through the iDave More Challenge, so to speak.
So what is the iDave More Challenge? I got to know what that is.
Pretty much just run the gun like I carry it.
Yeah.
I just
do you have a certain range you go to there in Ohio? Now, can I say where you're at? Sorry.
Yeah. I'm in Ohio. I'm in the Akron area of Ohio.
Cool.
A lot of people know that from videos. I do go to a range about an hour from me. It's the only public outdoor range, which is nice because I can't shoot at indoor ranges. They're too constricting.
I agree. There are some that way. Yeah, there are some that way. Yeah. But it's always better to get an outdoor range, especially one where you're able to, if they will allow you to do, your different maneuvers and what's the word I'm looking for?
Tactics.
Tactics? Is that? Am I looking for? I guess something along those lines.
Yeah. I mean, indoor ranges, you're kind of forced to stand there and shoot.
Yeah, shoot paper targets, don't move, put your gun down. Whereas some of the outdoor ranges will allow you actually to, drop, shoot, practice malfunctions, drills. Thank you. There it is. Drills.
Drills. There it is.
That's the damn word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Practice your drills.
Yeah. Well, this range gives me free range, so to speak. We can do whatever we want.
Cool. Yeah, we've got one like that here too. So that makes it nice to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. So speaking of Ohio, I'm planning on heading that direction this weekend. I've got a little machine gun shoot that I was invited to. It's south of Columbus, somewhere around there.
Say Allensville?
Yeah, I think it's somewhere around Allensville. Yeah. So it's with the guys at Asymmetric Technologies, the developers of the ASP, the Artificial Shoulder Pocket. You've obviously heard me talk about them quite a bit. But they're having a little private shoot. It's not open to the public. They're actually going to be doing some drone demonstrations as well. Another division of their company develops drones for military, commercial, civilian use. So I'm excited to see what that's going to be about too. But there's going to be some cool stuff. We actually talked about it a little bit, I think, on the show before this one. Spectre from the VSO Gun Channel is going to go also. So we'll get some footage of that and show you guys what that's all about. And if you've got time, Dave, maybe we can get you to swing on over. Are you about 3 hours away from there?
About 3 hours away, yeah, which isn't bad. I mean, I've driven further.
Well, hey, man, if you want to shoot some machine guns and eat some good food and camp out, you can swing on over.
Ooh,
you can be my +1 because I don't have a +1.
+1, I like it. That's I mean, how can one really deny shooting machine guns and camping out?
You can't turn down an invitation like that, man.
No.
So, but it was, I have to admit, it was hard. It was a tough decision because the Tactical Response Alumni Weekend is this weekend. Yep. And so, I had to make a decision for that or go to the machine gun shoot. So I couldn't do them both, obviously.
Yeah.
But, hopefully we'll get Mookie on here and he'll be able to give us maybe some up-to-date on what's going on there.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into our jack wagon of the week, Dave.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the talking lead jack wagon of the week, so brace yourself, baby.
All right, so I've got one. I know you've got one. I'm going to go ahead and talk about mine first, and I'll let you talk about yours.
All right.
I'm throwing, and if you've been following us on social media, you've seen the last few days, in Baton Rouge, there's a couple of gun stores that got robbed. And one of those just so happens to be our buddy Joe Moe with Ackless Defense. He's got a store down there called Moe Guns. MEAUX is his last name, and that's the name of the store, Moe Guns. There's a group of jack wagons. I don't know how many people there were, but they went in and they cleaned house. They stole, I think, probably everything they had. And they still haven't caught them. They've got some leads, but eventually those jack wagons are going to get caught and they're going to get what they deserve. And hopefully they're going to be able to recover all the firearms that were stolen.
Oh, of course.
I mean, that's bad news all around when that happens. And I mean, what do you do? What do you do to prevent that? If somebody forcefully breaks into your establishment and cleans house, I don't know.
You know, it's one of those things. It's like of all the places,
of all the people, of all the bars and all the cities and all the towns, you pick this one.
You pick this one. Yep.
Yeah. So I can't imagine that with all the social media that's out there now and the posts that's been put up that these guys will get very far. So they're gonna get definitely what they deserve. But you guys, show them some support, show them love. The guys over at Ackless Joe and Charlie and Zach. I know it's a tough time on them. So go to their web store over at Ackless Defense, and that is AKLYS defense.com. You can also go to their Facebook page. Order a T-shirt. They've got some really cool T-shirts over there. I've got one that's it's got the Mandalorian helmet on it from Star Wars. You know what that is, Dave?
Oh yeah, of course.
Boba Fett, Tango Fett.
Everybody knows that one.
They actually call it was it Ackless Fett?
Ackless Fett. Nice.
They've got that shirt. I'm trying to get them to do a Darth Ackless T-shirt. That would be sweet too.
That would be awesome.
But they've got some cool shot glasses that are made actually from like 30 caliber shells that they do. They've got some like dog pooper scoopers that they make from those shells also.
Like the bomb dropper?
The bomb dropper, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So go check them out, aklysdefense.com. Check them out on Facebook. Give them your support, and definitely if you've got any leads to those jack wagons that jack them, so to speak, all the help that they can get is greatly appreciated. Yeah,
if we can catch them, then they get what they deserve, which is probably grand theft at this point.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that goes to show that if a freaking criminal wants a gun, that's how they're going to get it. They're not going to pay for it. They're going to go steal it. They're not going to buy a CNC machine and make one.
Exactly.
They're going to go steal it. They're going to break into a respectable business. They're going to break into your house. They're going to your car, and they're going to steal it.
Yeah, I mean, this whole incident is proof of that. They won't go in and buy it.
And it's unfortunate, but this happens every day. We're hearing about this because it happens to be a close friend. But this happens every single day. People are stealing firearms, stealing guns. I mean, how do you stop that? How do you prevent that?
Well, since we already have laws in place that make theft illegal.
That's the thing. Laws are put in place for law-abiding citizens. People who break the laws don't care about the laws.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter to them. They don't care. They are above the law.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, does there need to be stiffer penalties, stiffer punishment? I don't know.
It's hard to say. I mean, regardless, laws are in place and they get broken every day. And
right.
Theft, like I said, it's illegal, but they're still stealing. Chances are they're criminals. Well, now they're criminals.
They're definitely criminals now if they weren't.
Exactly. So they stole the guns now, and what are they going to do with them?
Who knows?
They don't care about that extra gun charge. That's not their concern when they're going and using that gun for homicide.
Or to sell to buy their drugs or whatever that they're trying to do. Who knows? It's irrelevant what they're going to use it for. The fact is, like you said, they broke the law, and anything they do thereafter is continuing to break the law.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we need to have I don't know. We need to have better security systems in place, better response. I don't know, man. I don't know. We're not going to solve it on this show. I mean, we're spitballing right here, man.
All right.
We're spitballing. So those robbers, criminals, thugs, whatever you want to call them. Welcome to the jackwagon train down in Baton Rouge.
There it is.
All right, so that's my jackwagon or wagons. Dave, I know you've got somebody that you're wanting to throw on there pretty hot and heavy. So who you got?
Yeah, I do have one, something that people have been talking about for a while now, or at least the past few days, and that is Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande. Is she a politician? Who is that?
No, far from it. She's a young pop singer.
Oh, Lord, a pop singer. Okay.
Yeah, one of those types.
Oh, God. What has young Ariana done?
Well, there's a video of her in a donut shop.
Oh, no. My mind's going wild now.
Yeah.
A young teeny bopper in a donut shop. What on earth could she have done?
She proceeded to see a tray of donuts, and she said, "I hate Americans." And then she said, "I hate America."
Because of a tray of donuts?
Because of a tray of donuts.
She hates Americans in America. Is she American?
I'm pretty sure she's American, yeah.
Okay. Ariana Grande hates Americans because of donuts.
Because of donuts.
Is that all she did?
Apparently she also was caught...
I mean, she didn't pull out a gun and start killing people, or...
No, she just... nothing like that.
Because she doesn't like donuts and Americans?
Yep. That's apparently the donuts struck a really sore spot for her, I guess.
Is this the chick? I heard something about somebody like licking a bunch of donuts. Is that what she did? She licked the donuts and then...
Yeah, I guess she was caught doing a little taste test and then did not purchase any of said donuts.
Huh. I'm baffled.
Yeah.
Maybe she was tweaked out. I don't know.
Could be. You never know.
Bless her little heart. So she doesn't like donuts, and because of that, she hates Americans. Now, this isn't the only country that makes donuts, right? Aren't donuts in other countries, or are we the only country that have donuts?
I'm pretty sure Canada is really big in donuts.
Canada, but she doesn't hate Canada. She just hates America because of donuts.
Just America because of donuts.
I wonder which donut chain this was, because maybe they're that bad. Maybe we should all boycott that donut place if they're bad enough to make you hate America.
Well, it seems like it was a small bakery, moreover than a donut chain.
Okay, so like a little mom and pop place.
Yeah, something.
Those are like usually the best, though.
You think?
I mean, that shows you how much this little tweaker means. I mean, I wouldn't take her advice for anything, especially on donuts. She's probably an anorexic, bulimic tweaker.
Could be, probably.
I don't think any of them like donuts.
Or they eat them and then
they eat them and then they go crap them and vomit them out. Yeah. So. Okay, so Ariana Grande, welcome to the jackwagon train, Missy. All right, so Mookie just sent me a text, and he's been pretty much driving all day, and he's not going to make it this week, but he promises that if we can't get him on next week, he's going to be on one of the upcoming shows. I'm actually going to go have dinner with him as he's passing through Nashville, so I'll get the skinny on what's going on with Mookie, and we'll definitely get him hard scheduled on the show. But, sorry, I know I put some announcements out on social media that he's going to be on this show. But, hey, Dave's been on. It's been a great show. I appreciate Dave taking the time, and we're looking forward to having Dave on next week also. So we mentioned that I'm headed up to Ohio, your neck of the woods, kind of your neck of the woods.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and there's been some good things in the firearms world that's been happening up that way. Tell us a little bit about that, Dave.
Well, in Ohio, it's been going on for a while now, but it's really just kind of been brought to light within the past few days here. What Ohio is doing is they're striving towards arming the teachers in schools.
And we've heard about this. That debate's been going on ever since, before Sandy Hook, but it really hit the limelight when Sandy Hook happened. But so they've actually implemented a program there in Ohio to where they're letting school teachers carry firearms.
Yeah, what they're doing is they're starting it's a 3-day program called FASTER. It's the Faculty Administrator Safety Training and Emergency Response Course.
Catchy name.
Catchy name. It
That's a good start. I mean, you got to have a freaking catchy name if you're going to start something like this.
So really the moral of the story is what they're doing is they're putting people, I'm not sure if it's a volunteer basis or if it's, they're choosing people. I imagine it's volunteer, but people who are selected for the course go through a 3-day training, and it involves firearms and force-on-force training. What they're doing is they're teaching the faculty to properly use a gun in self-defense in
high stress situations.
In high stress
because that's what's going to go down. They have an active shooter situation. It's going to be high stress, so they need to recreate that adrenaline level and stress level. So that's cool. Do you know who's performing the training for these guys?
I am not sure who is doing the training. I just know that there are many school districts who are part of it. I do also know that a few school districts have declined for whatever reason they've chosen. But I hope that it really becomes a widespread thing. School shootings happen, and it's just one of those things that you need to be prepared for.
Yeah, they're defenseless. They need to have a way to defend themselves. So, it's something like I said that they've been talking about doing. Whether it's every faculty member or it's the hidden faculty member. Which I think is kind of more the popular thought for people that are going this direction, is to have one designated person, but nobody knows who that is.
Yeah.
And then that person would be obviously the sheepdog for that school.
Mm-hmm. And what they're doing is the person who is carrying, they are not required to tell the parents who it is. I mean, they don't really even know if there's a person carrying in that school.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of will help to alleviate any bad press to it, to where they can't say, hey, well, I don't want my kid.
But that's the thing.
Class.
Yeah, but that's the thing too, is if a bad guy knows which teacher is the carrier, that's who they can, they could target and take out first.
Yeah. Yeah.
The element of surprise is probably one of the best defenses that they could have.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
And just like you said too, maybe not all of them are doing it, so they shouldn't announce which ones aren't and which ones are.
Yeah.
Because then that's going to add another whole element of surprise to these chicken jackwagons that want to go shoot up a gun-free zone. It's like, oh, well, I don't know if that one's gun-free or not.
Mm-hmm. So it'll hopefully just be a good deterrence.
Yeah. And we'll have to keep our eyes on that program. So they've actually started that, and that's in place.
It's in place. People are doing it. They're awesome. Teachers being trained right now.
Well, good for Ohio.
I know. Ohio is making good leaps in the firearms industry.
Absolutely.
Good things.
Absolutely. That's probably got a lot to do with you, right? Being up there and pushing the cause.
Well, yeah, they've probably watched a lot of my videos and
yeah. What was the one that you're talking about, female carrying and
yeah, that one, yeah.
Is carrying the purses. I was like, dude, you're not even a girl. How would you know?
Yeah. Well, the thing with that was I got asked by a few people, and I figured, what, they asked my opinion on it, so let me try to talk about it.
I have to give you kudos for trying, man. I mean, you did a good job trying. It's just I would never put myself in a woman's position and say, this is what you should do. I think you need to get you a better half counterpart to do those segments of your videos.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, I'll give you that.
I'm teasing you, dude. You did a good job on it. It was a good video.
I tried.
It was funny. So kudos to the schools in Ohio for doing this program. We're going to have to keep our eyes on that and see how that progresses. So, Dave, you promised to keep us abreast of that.
No, I definitely will.
All right. So now it's time for Facts to Fight the Myth. And this week's guest, Dave Moore, has a very good fact to fight the myth. And what is that, Dave?
Well, my fact to fight the myth is that 9mm is a ineffective concealed carry round.
That depends on who you ask, I guess.
Yeah, it does. It's one of those topics, the whole ammo thing, I guess, is one of those topics that a lot of people focus on a lot. And I tend to just say carry whatever you have. As far as 9mm goes, I bring this up because I just got a Glock 19 9mm. So I figured it was
But you switched from a 40 to a 9. You went from a 22, which is a 40, to a 19, which is a 9. Okay.
Yeah.
So how are you liking the change? Can you notice a big difference?
Notice a little bit, I
Other
guess.
than the size, I mean, obviously the length of the gun, but that has nothing to do with the 40 or the 9.
Exactly. It comes down to, I mean, if you're shooting target loads, you're going to notice a difference probably. But when you put in self-defense ammo, like some good Spear Gold dots, I mean, they all kick pretty hard.
Yeah.
It's a little bit lighter, I guess, if anything.
But it's negligible.
Negligible, yeah. I mean,
the weight difference is negligible, unless you're carrying 50 cal.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's most people cannot notice the weight, and I really don't. I just know that it's a little bit lighter just by smaller round, obviously.
Well, then also, I mean, you got less metal because it's a shorter gun too.
A little short, yeah. It's a shorter gun.
That's going to lighten it up too. Just like I went from the 22 to the 23. I mean, in all honesty, as far as the weight goes from the 22 to the 23, I can't tell that big of a difference.
Yeah.
In the weight. Now the length, obviously, yes, when I'm appendix carrying, but go ahead. I don't want to interrupt your fact myth. My bad.
Well, the fact myth is basically just that 9mm is not effective, and I know it's been talked about before, but
and when you say it's not effective, you mean as far as a stopping round?
Yeah, you get the people that say, "Oh, well, you have to carry 45, one round to the ground," or 40 cal is a bigger round, it goes faster, and 9mm is just a pea shooter. And my opinion on it is, in reality, with modern handgun ammo, with
modern ballistics,
rounds,
yeah,
modern ballistics, and watching a few YouTube channels on it, they're all performing pretty close.
Yeah,
and I can tell you that I do not want to get shot with a 9mm.
I don't want to get shot with anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't want to get shot with an air gun.
Leave me non-ventilated, please.
Exactly. That reminds me. I just found some videos. Sorry to interrupt you, but I just found some videos from SHOT Show. So I've got some lost footage from SHOT Show that I'm going to be posting to YouTube coming up. And one of those, you're talking about the round, that's what made me think of it, is Crossman has a 357 air gun now.
Yes.
And they've probably had it out for some time. You can hunt with that thing. I mean, you can take down big game with that air gun.
I heard about that, and it seems awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a bullpup design air gun that they've got. It's not a pistol. It's an actual rifle.
Yeah, yeah.
But an air gun that's shooting a 357 round. How cool is that?
It's awesome.
It's freaking cool, dude. So, yeah, I've got some videos on that I'm going to be posting along with some other stuff. But, yeah, sorry to interrupt again. I do that.
No, that's fine.
That's what I do.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So there you go. So the 9mm is not a wimpy round, and I think most people nowadays use 9mm. I think the majority, if you take a poll, I think the majority of people go the 9mm route. Like you say, with the way the ballistics have come, they've come a long way for the 9mm, and the 9mm round is a very effective round now.
No,
especially with the hollow points, and what's that new company that's got the RIP ammo guys.
Yeah. I haven't had a chance to try that out or test it or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure how it performs.
They actually sent me some of their tracer rounds
that
I haven't tried yet. I want to try them. Yeah, they're non-toxic, non-flammable tracer rounds. I'll go get it and show it to you after the show.
I know that I heard about them before. There's a round that whenever the gun goes off, the powder kind of charges the glow in the dark, so to speak, the glowing material.
Yeah.
And the tracer can only be seen by the shooter.
Huh.
So that the glowing material is on the base of the bullet.
Okay.
So
this isn't that way because they've got pictures from the side and you can see it. And
you can see it. Okay.
All right. Well, good fact to fight the myth. Now let's announce the winner from last week's trivia question. And that's last week we had Andrew from Kalashnikov on, and just starting my journey into the AKs. I'm a big AR guy, and that's really all I've dedicated my time to are ARs. But I'm starting to see, the AK side of things, and I'm wanting to learn more about it. So Andrew helped me kick off the journey in the AK world. So the question was, of the line of AKs that Kalashnikov USA has just released, there's one that comes standard with an extended mag release. Which one was that? And you also had to go to their Facebook page and like them on Facebook. And had several people, as always, had several people that had the right answer, which is the modern rifle, the US-13Z is the answer. And that's the one, if you go to their website, that's got the rails on it and the CAA buttstock and the CAA grip. Looks very modernized AK. But you can get it on any of their rifles. It's like an upgrade, but this is the one that comes standard. The winner, the first person who got the answer in correct, was Nick Dooley. So, Nick, you just won yourself a CAA buttstock from Kalashnikov USA. I'll be getting in touch with you to get your information to send over to Andrew, and he'll be shipping that out to you. Steve, Estelle, and Tom Single also were very close. I mean, you guys came in just minutes apart on your answers. So congratulations to Nick.
Congratulations, yeah.
Yeah. So Dave, let's talk about you a little bit. I want to ask you a few questions. This is the first time you've been on the show.
First time, yeah.
Yeah. So how did you originally get into firearms?
Well, ever since I was a kid, pretty much grew up around firearms. Started shooting probably when I was about 5 or 6. I remember going out with my dad, shooting 22s, having him pretty much teach me the ropes on safety and firearm in general.
Right.
Got my own BB gun. That was kind of one of the things that I went around the yard and,
Have you always been in Ohio?
Always in Ohio, yes.
Okay. All right. Because you kind of, people who don't know who Dave is, go to his YouTube channel. It's iDave Moore, and he looks like The Rock. And he's if you listen, he sounds like The Rock too. But you do have, you said you've got your Sicilian and Polynesian? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So isn't that what The Rock is? Also,
The Rock is African American and Samoan.
Samoan, okay, that's what he is.
Same. I mean, ultimately the same thing.
Ultimately the same thing.
Well, I mean on the Polynesian side, Samoan,
right.
Hawaiian.
Yeah,
same concept, really.
And I'm not stereotyping here, but
no.
I mean, it's just uncanny. You guys look very similar, and you sound very, very similar. Yeah.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment.
But you've been in Ohio this whole time. Okay.
This whole time I've been here.
So Daddy took you out and started you off on the 22.
Started me off on a 22. Got BB gun, which was kind of my little thing I ran around the yard with. Then I remember, I think it was about my 13th birthday, I finally got my first gun, which is a Browning Buckmark 22.
Still have that? You still have it? Okay, cool.
Still have it. Actually, I don't really shoot it because I just want to keep it locked up. And if I ever have a son, it's going to go to him.
There you go. Is it like a collector's? Are those collector's items, editions? Or
I don't think that one really is.
Just sentimental.
Sentimental, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have that for the rest of my life.
Cool. So did you get into? Because I know you started this YouTube channel. When did you start getting? When did the affinity really start growing and kick in for firearms?
The affinity really kind of happened about 2 years ago. I got my carry permit, and from there is when everything really blossomed. I started looking more into self-defense, started looking more into the legal aspects and the skills involved in all of it. And at that point, I kind of started to educate myself, started to get really into it. And from there blossomed the YouTube channel.
Very cool. And how long has the channel been going on?
I want to say probably a little over a year. Started off pretty choppy. I started it mainly because people asked me to do it. They wanted to hear my opinions. They kind of were curious about what I had to say about things. I started the channel. Started off pretty choppy. Didn't have the best of cameras and didn't have the best of camera skills, so to speak.
We all start off that way.
Yeah, it seems
some of us are still there. Me.
Hey,
still
look good though.
Skills. Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
And I mean, from there now, I've gotten my on-camera skills honed a little more. I've gotten my videography honed a little more, editing skills, and
right.
It's starting to
now
grow.
your Clark Kent job. You actually work for. You're in the industry. You work in this. You work for a firearms company, correct?
Yeah, I work for Squared Away Surplus. It is a gear and apparel store. We pride ourselves vet owned, Patriot operated, and we try to sell as many vet made brands as we can.
Cool. And where are those guys out of?
They're out
Ohio,
down in Rio Grande, Ohio, the home of Bob Evans.
Bob Evans, like the sausage guy.
Yeah, sausage guy, the restaurant.
Bob Evans down on the farm.
Down on the farm. I've actually been to that farm.
Have you really?
I've been there, yes.
That is cool, Bob Evans. So tell me a little bit more about this store. Can you get stuff online? Do you have to go? Is it just a brick and mortar? How do you get stuff from your company?
Right now we're an online store, and we're trying to get a storefront. We're trying to grow. Relatively new business right now, and we're at the point to where we're just trying to get everything started and trying to get our awareness out there.
Okay. So if I want boots, I can get those from you guys. If I want pants, I can get those from you guys. If I want tactical vest, I can get that from you guys. A carrier.
Definitely the carriers, and you can get AR 500 armor. You can get all the pouches for it, plate carriers, vests, all of that. We're really in the process of trying to find what people really want, because there's no point in having it if people don't want it. Right. So that's kind of why I'm here. I'm talking to people, and we're trying to really get the down low, so to speak, on the whole thing. I love it. It's a real fun time.
Okay. So what else do you guys carry?
Carry really anything from stream lights, like I said, armor and vests is really one of our.
But you're not doing actual firearms, right? You're doing more of the equipment and accessories.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the process of starting a Cerakote part of the business and trying to get that all squared away and get that rolling.
Are you going to be doing that, or is that somebody else going to be doing that?
That will be the owner doing that. That'll be Chris, the owner, doing that. Right now, we do have a lot of grunt style, a lot of Ranger up, stuff like that, which seems to be a really big seller for obvious reasons. They make awesome products.
Now, you guys have T-shirts and stuff?
We're actually in the process of getting our own T-shirt made. I believe we're pairing up with Grunt Style, and we're having our design printed out, and it will be up for sale hopefully soon here.
Okay. Maybe you could start carrying the Talking Lead shirt, too.
Thinking maybe that's a good idea.
I'm looking for somebody to do a patch also.
I've been thinking about trying to get a patch made. I've got a little patch wall behind me that I love.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. You were showing me one that you got from Sage Dynamics. So you were just down there with Aaron not too long ago doing the defensive handgun class, right?
Yeah,
you kind of mentioned that.
I took his defensive handgun fundamentals class down in Asheville, Ohio. He came to Ohio, and awesome experience. That's all I can say.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like Aaron. So let me ask you this. When it comes to pop culture, whether it's a book or a movie, song, whatever it may be, what's your go-to firearms related?
I'm going to have to say my favorite movie right now is John Wick.
John Wick. Yes. I watched that about 2 months ago.
How great was that movie?
It was really good. Keanu Reeves, which, you think hack actor.
Yeah.
I've always liked his movies. I loved him in Point Break. Point Break's like one of my favorite all-time movies.
I don't think I've seen that one, to be honest.
You haven't seen Point Break?
No.
With Johnny Utah? He's Johnny Utah, the ex-football star turned FBI agent.
I will have to watch it tonight.
And he goes after Patrick Swayze, who's this surfer dude that leads a surfer gang of bank robbers.
Haven't seen it, man.
Oh my God, dude, you've got to watch it. Point Break. That's good. I'm telling you, it's going to be your new all-time favorite movie.
I will.
I you not.
I'll get it on Amazon Prime Instant Video.
There you go. So John Wick, Keanu Reeves. Who else was in that movie? Was there anybody else like real big in that?
I don't really think. I can't at least think of any real big names that were in it.
Yeah, it was a really good movie. I liked it. So he was like this former hitman or something.
Former assassin, hitman. They never really kind of spelled it out, but he pretty much gets back into the business, and just the firearms that were in it.
Dragged back into it.
Against
his will. They kill his dog, man.
And steal his car.
Yeah, kill his dog and steal his car, and it's on like Donkey Kong after that.
Damn right.
Yeah, good movie though. Yeah, good choice. I like that one.
He trained a lot for that movie, I guess. And as you can tell, the gun, when it was empty, it locked back. He had to actually reload it, put a new mag in, and I mean, there was no.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing. Is the mechanics that they used. I don't know who their consultant was on that movie, but they did do a good job on. I mean, it wasn't too unrealistic about the bullets, the amount of bullets that they were shooting. They actually reloaded, like you said. And
he reloaded from the belt. Guns went dry, and he actually ran out of mags. I mean, it was just a great firearms movie.
Yeah,
It was
the
awesome.
technical stuff on it was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. So, what's your next bucket list gun? The gotta have
Ooh,
over anything. Laws be damned, price be damned. What would you put in your collection right this second?
that's a hard one.
What
It's a
just
real
came to
hard
mind
one.
right now? What are you thinking of right now? What are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of a Barrett 50.
Okay.
Uh,
It's a common one, but hey, I mean, it's still. I mean, everybody's got to have that in their collection, you know.
it's one of those things. It's practical to have. Maybe not practical to have, but it's realistic to go out and shoot, especially at the range around me. And I could choose a minigun or something like that, but in reality, I'd shoot a Barrett 50 cal a lot more.
Well, you know, because the ammo for one,
And most
still ammo for a 50 cal is not cheap, but I mean,
Yeah.
versus a minigun shooting 12,000 rounds a second, however many those things pump out.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
so yeah, I'd say I go with the Barrett 50 just because I think that we should all have one.
Semi-auto though, right? Not the bolt.
Semi, yeah.
Yeah.
Not whichever model it is. I can't remember the exact model of it. Like the M98 or the M107, something like that.
Yeah.
Could be completely wrong.
So, of my questions, I've come up with a new one. If you could go spend the day on the range with anyone, past, present, who would you choose to go spend the day with on the range?
Ooh.
And it could be a fictional person. It could be a real person.
I'm going to have to go back to the Wild Wild West.
Wow.
Kind of where Wild Wild West. Kind of where firearms in America kind of got their popularity, so to speak. Maybe hang out with Hickok, the original.
Hickok 45?
Hickok 45. Wild Bill Hickok and
Wild
Hickok
Bill
45.
There you go.
Either him or Wyatt Earp, just one of those guys from back in that time who were just known for their firearms.
Yeah.
Known for their skills.
I would spend it with the Lone Ranger.
That's a good one.
That's who I would spend the day at the range with, the Lone Ranger. Now, I didn't put a limit on who all you could ask either. I mean, like you said, you're kind of getting a group together.
Oh, it's true, yeah.
You know, that's not bad. It's not, you can do that. No holds barred here.
No, free for all. Yeah, I'd say.
I guess it would depend on what I'm wanting. If I'm just going out and I just want to have just like a fun day, I would have the Lone Ranger come out. If I'm wanting to do like work on a certain technique or a special skill, like if I'm working on my long range,
Mm-hmm.
who do you think I'm going to get for that?
Ooh, I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
I'll give you a hint. He used to be in a boy band.
Oh, Shooter.
His character. So,
Or wait, no.
I would get his character, not him.
Mark Wahlberg?
Bobby Lee Swagger from Shooter.
That's the awesome choice. Because you did say real or fictional, right?
I did.
That's a great movie, though, isn't it?
It is. That's another one of my. It's up in my top probably 20.
Top 20.
Top 20. Yeah, it's somewhere up in my top 20.
That's one of those movies that I'll probably need to watch here very, very shortly.
Have you not seen Shooter?
I've seen it. It's been a while, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's one that I could watch, once a month at least.
Yeah, definitely.
I really like it. But dude, you have got to see Point Break. You got to watch it tonight. I'm telling you. You're going to be texting me. You're like, dude, I can't believe I never saw this movie.
I believe it. I'm sure I can find it online somewhere, no problem.
You'll be able to find it. All right, so that brings us to the end of another show. And Dave, man, I really appreciate you being on, taking the time to spend with us. Let us get to know you a little bit better. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to have you back next week.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm really glad that you asked me to be on the show. I'm a big fan, longtime fan, and it's just, it's awesome. It really
I appreciate that. Yeah, man, it's a good time. We try to have fun on the show.
Oh, I definitely had a lot of fun.
Well, good deal. So tell everybody how they can get in touch with Dave Moore.
Well, my name's Dave Moore, idavemore.com. I'm on Instagram at iDaveMoore, YouTube, iDaveMoore, I believe, though, you can also search Dave Moore, and I should pop up there at some point.
He's the guy that looks like The Rock.
Looks like The Rock.
He's always got a big grin on his face, usually behind your 3%er flag. Is that right?
3%er flag. That's my go-to backdrop.
There you go. I like that. I like that flag.
Twitter at iDave Moore, Tumblr at iDave Moore. It's pretty much standard across the board.
Yeah, and seriously, guys, go watch his videos. Subscribe to his channel. He's very entertaining. Got some really good videos.
I try to add a new perspective to my videos. It seems to work out so far.
It does. You're not the same canned gun reviewer or opinionator, or you've got your own little niche, and it seems to be working for you. I enjoy it.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Other than that, though, if you're interested in any gear, any apparel, go to squaredawaysurplus.com and you can check out
this guy is.
Oh, there he is. squaredawaysurplus.com. We do have a loyalty program, military law enforcement discounts, and if you use coupon code iDaveMore10, you can save yourself 10% off of your order.
Awesome. I'd like to thank our usual suspects, Rob Pincus over at ICE Training, icetraining.us. Go check those guys out, and congratulate Rob. He's a new dad just within the past, I think, couple of weeks.
Yeah, he is.
So go to his Facebook page and give him a big old congrats from the Leadhead Nation. I'd like to thank our buddies over at Savoy Leather, Cantu Brunner Pins, and get your Talking Lead apparel right now. It might be coming to Squared Away Surplus at some time, but you can go to 1776united.com and get your Talking Lead t-shirt. I know they're running a great sale during the 4th of July, so I hope some of you guys were able to get in on that. It might still be extended. You can go check and see, but I think it was like Freedom 15 was the code or something, but go to their Facebook page and they've got it posted there. I'd like to thank all the lead heads out there for taking part in our trivia questions each week and giving us suggestions on who the jackwagon should be. So you guys keep those opinions coming in. Any topics that you want to hear about the show, like I said in the previous show, the best way to get in touch with me is to send an email to talkingled@gmail.com, talkinglead@gmail.com. You can also reach me at our Facebook page. I'm still learning the Instagram and the Twitter stuff, so if you send me something on there, don't expect a timely reply because I'm still trying to figure that out. So, Dave, again, looking forward to having you back next week.
Looking forward to being there.
And as always, Leadheads, keep your loved ones close.
And keep your Glocks closer.
Your Glock 19s that you get for your birthday.
Exactly.